So what's my idle chop mod like with my push button and while I'm just cruising? So right now we have the idle chop mod on. So, and if we go ahead and turn it off, basically it just levels out. Everything levels out. Turn it on. So, you definitely feel, so shift points are definitely different with the idle chop mod on and the idle chop mod off, but not by much. And I've been running the idle chop mod now for over a year, and I've, you know, I always give this warning. I'm sure it's doing something somewhere, putting more wear and tear on something, but I have had no negative effects yet. So, you know, that's all I can say as far as that goes. But I always give the warning to everybody. Just because mine has had no negative effect doesn't mean yours won't. So, especially a stock Mustang, and especially one, even if it's not stock, but doesn't have free flow exhaust. Free flow exhaust definitely helps get the heat out. And also my hood is vented and helps pull out heat. I also have side vents on my Mustang that also pull out heat as well. So yeah. And if it's very hot out, like 88 degrees, then you might not want to run it if you're stuck in traffic. That's why the push button is so nice, because I can just push it and turn it off just like right now. So now it's off, you know, it takes a second to turn it on and off. Some things that you can feel. Now in a manual, I would imagine it would be harder to deal with than an automatic. And when you're just cruising and the RPMs are lower and you let off the gas, you can kind of feel like a surge. So you can definitely feel the idle chop, and it kind of surges as you're coming up to a stop. And if you are at a stop and traffic is in front of you moving very slowly, and you put on, you know, you let off the brake and you just kind of let the vehicle idle forward, you'll have like, it'll surge, so it'll feel like a little jerk in a way. It will also depend on your idle speed that you have it set. But to me, all that stuff doesn't really matter. And I love it, you know. To be honest, if I did not come up with the idle chop mod, if I didn't do it, I would not have this V6 anymore. I would have motor swapped or something, because I love the cam effect, and without that, a build to me is meh. You know, if you're building a vehicle, me personally, it's got to have a cam. It's got to sound as top notch as it can. So if I didn't figure this out, I would not have had this. I might have had this Mustang, but I would have motor swapped by now. Absolutely, 128%.